The topic today is Thanksgiving is next week, and people are getting together to celebrate in groups. And anytime people get together to celebrate in groups, even if these are people that you love and adore, there's always challenges and little differences that arise between people that can cause little troubles or little tiffs here and there, or even big ones over the holidays between family members. So my question is, what are some tips that you have that people can bring with them as they join groups of people over the holidays?
Oh, this is
To
a
get
big one.
along. Yeah, to get
This is a
along.
big one.
Yes.
This is a hard one. You gave me a hard one.
You can do it.
Well, the first one's kind of cautionary. Um, it really goes better if we don't consume a lot of drugs and alcohol in order to lubricate it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because generally on holidays, you know, we want to feel happy, and then we want to feel a little bit um, more in flow. And for most people, the way they do that is they just drink or smoke more, or, you know, to kind of get through it. And I'm just going to suggest that uh, some of the worst arguments sometimes in holidays happen because people are inebriated, or they're just eating and drink too much. And but also I'm going to invite people to as much as possible have like a sober holiday,
Hmm.
and maybe do a little less and enjoy, you know, their actual lived experience without altering it. So, you know, just to go in with kind of a heroic viewpoint, which is like, I'm here to have, you know, and to be as transparent and present as possible, and kind, but not try to over lubricate or medicate myself before I go or while I'm there. And it might actually be a better experience.
Yeah, it might be, but I'll have to say what you're saying is going to be a very unpopular
Yeah,
viewpoint
I
with a lot of
recognize that,
people.
you know.
That's
Yeah.
why you said it was a hard question.
Yeah. So I'm giving a hard answer, you know.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and then also, you know, to recognize that, you know, holidays are kind of um, enhanced experiences. You know, there is more adrenaline running, more expectations running. That even when we say we don't like holidays, or having trouble with this or that person or a family member or ourselves, that generally, you know, we feel like we're in a little bit of a performance.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem I've had with the holidays is feeling that performative side that
Yeah.
there's all this pressure that it's supposed to be this perfect, beautiful experience, as opposed to the everyday that it creates some anxiety and
So,
magnifies the issues you may
right,
have.
exactly. So, I'm half kidding, but half serious. Maybe before Thanksgiving or Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa or any holiday, like we watch the Hallmark channel first. So we have the idealized, impossible version of a holiday, and then we kind of have that, and then we don't have to go into the real holiday with unrealistic expectations. So we have the mythic holiday, um, in mythic ways, which would be, you know, on video, or maybe a dream, or we're reading a book to ourselves about, um, you know, some perfect Thanksgiving. And so, we're not laying that on the holiday and on others.
Yeah, that's a good point because everything is amplified, you know.
Everything is
And
amplified. You know, that's a good way to put it. Our experience and our internal narrative is amplified generally in holidays. And one way around that is to have kind of the holiday experience,
through film and
virtually
art.
a little bit. Like, okay, I listened to, you know, my favorite Christmas movie, So I'm not expecting like Christmas to be either as bad as we thought it might be or as good either. That
Mm-hmm.
we're looking forward to having a real experience, not one that's projected.
Yeah, that's some good advice. Yeah. And then also this holiday, a little bit different. People are coming together well, it's not post pandemic. We're still in a pandemic. So some people are concerned about masking, other people are not concerned about masking. And then it gets brought into this thing, well, you don't care about me because you're not masking, or you don't care about me because you are masking, or, there's a lot of difficulties with that conversation too, this holiday
Yeah,
specifically.
that's a thing. So, um, uh, not in my biological family, but in my wife's family, this real differences of opinion around vaccination and masking and medical issues. So, um, in the extended family, we're not getting together, but that would really be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If
Because
everybody
you can
got
have
together.
opinions. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Luckily, I'm kind of sidestepping that because who we're getting with, we're on the same page. But probably the more people you know, or the larger your family system is, there's going to be a variety. So
And I think that when you're apart, you can say, well, I respect your opinion, you can respect mine. But when it comes down to a holiday and the expectations, and you either gather or you don't, like that's very concrete. You can't let it remain in the land of opinion
yeah,
anymore. So, and then there's this big holiday that is
I
that beautiful holiday that you're giving up.
so uh, overall, I like to be. I kind of like to avoid conflict. So I would either avoid the conflict through just avoiding talking or spending a lot of time, or um, I would try to, you know, smooth things over.
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't a time to holidays to, kind of play truth or dare, probably.
That's a good point. There's already enough going on.
There's
You've
a
got
lot
food
already.
cooking that needs to be taken out at the right time, children running around, maybe not the time
Yeah.
to like hash over the major differences.
Yeah. The more people you get, I mean, the more uh, possibilities exist for um, transcendent experiences, but also chaos. So I'm just saying, going in, saying I want to be kind, I want to be present this holiday, and I'm willing for the unexpected to happen, but I'm probably not
Yeah.
willing to get into big arguments or try to lubricate with altering one's consciousness too much. That would be my kind of thing. Or just bring everybody a card and write down what you want to say and then leave. No, I'm just kidding. But
Express in writing.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a tough thing heading into these holidays. So
it's hard because
appreciate
a
your
lot of
advice.
times people have losses around a holiday,
Yes. Yeah.
and it brings up anniversary of losses. Unfortunately, hopefully, holidays should bring up you know anniversaries of good memories. So but a lot of people have had losses over holidays or tense family interactions on holidays. So it's kind of a little trauma dread, and that's a tough one to get over.
Yeah.
We have to be honest about that with ourselves too. That we may have lost so some people during the year, literally, and then we're having a holiday and that person isn't getting there. So I think it's important to acknowledge it to ourselves and acknowledge it to the group and have some kind of way to include, in a weird way, include people that aren't present.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good
And
point because
that's
I
that's
think people.
generally the function of religious one of the big functions of religious holidays and religious rituals to include people that aren't that are present, but also aren't directly present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not forget them.
And maybe not having to put on a happy face,
Yeah,
maybe being
yeah,
allowed to be who you are and how you feel in that moment.
yeah. So that's those kind of. There's a celebratory side of holidays, but also many holidays have that kind of remembrance, kind of sober side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sober side. We're bringing that in at the end
Yeah, I'm
so
just
people
making
don't forget what was said at the beginning of the interview,
yeah,
that
yeah, just
perhaps,
or
keeping it real.
sober-esque,
Yeah.
something. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's
Well,
it. That's what I got.
that's good. That's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for talking with us about it.
Yeah.
Just in time, 1 week to go. And we'll
Yeah.
talk again soon.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.